Wassail. So this is pick a detail. Yes. So we're going to take the Moonology cards to get a card for each pile. And then we're going to add cards for the ego, cards for the bigger picture, and cards to help with the conclusion. So that's a card for pile 1. You still have a chance right now to change your pile. As you're watching the shuffle, you can change anything. Got 2 cards here. What's the blind spot, please? For number 4. Can't have that many cards. We're only having 1. There it goes to the floor. Okay, so cards of the ego. This is, how is your ego affecting your blind spot? How is your ego affecting your blind spot? Pile 1. There's 1 card. I'm not looking at them. There's a second card. 2 cards of pile 2. Oh, no change in your choice now you saw that card. Oh, that's a lot. No, that's 4. Shove them back. Pile 3. There's 3 cards. I'm just going to take them. We're going to be here all day with the shuffling. Pile 4. And then the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture that the detail makes up? What is the bigger picture for pile 1, please? Pile 1, pile 1, pile 1. Pile 3, there were 2 cards there, so I'll put 1 in each. Pile 3, pile 3, pile 3. Pile 4. Right, there's 2, but they're going to have to go. I didn't mean to do that. And then, how's that bigger picture working out? How's that bigger picture working out? Everything keeps falling on pile 4. Right, there's 3 there. Okay, we're done. We have our piles. Have you finished picking, people? Have you changed your mind? So, let's begin with pile number 1. This is Auguste Renoir, and the painting, if you want to look it up in detail, is the Bay of Salerne from 1881. So, we begin with what's your blind spot? Working through your fears. Ignore the bit at the bottom, new moon in Scorpio, although that is coming, but ignore it. It's about your inability to work through your fears. So, what's this having an effect on? What's this? How's your ego involved in this? You've actually got 2 major arcana cards, Hanging Man and Moon. So, the energy that I'm getting from these cards is the Hanging Man and the Moon are saying basically that you are hanging around waiting for spirit to come in and fix everything for you, which it won't do. You have to work through your fears. That's your blind spot. So spirit's not going to dance in all of a sudden. So you're hanging and you're scared to put a finger into the Akashic records, the pool of emotions, to discover what it is that you need to learn. He's reaching out, but he's not quite touching, and that's why he can't work through his fears. Why can't he work through his fears? Because to a certain extent, it's a sense of not knowing what the fears are. You do know what they are. It's like an inability to face them. It's more like you don't know the journey, the pathway, how to move through this. And so you're left kind of chained to these, like these two dogs, the wolf and the dog, just chained up, barking, howling at the moon, and kind of begging for a solution. And you don't get solutions when you beg, I'm afraid. So, what's the bigger picture? This is a 9, so we've got a 12 and an 18. 18 is 9, 2 and 7 is 9, so you've got 2 9s. Which is interesting because actually this card and the moon therefore numerically vanish, and you're still just left standing with this hanging there, hanging by a thread. So the bigger picture that you've got to work through is to get to your self-worth. Look, this veiling of the face is like the veiling that the moon and the high priestess does of all the esoteric information. You can't see the bigger picture if you can't look at your emotional fears. And then what do we have as the bigger picture's conclusion? Again, this 2 of fire is a little bit like the Hanged Man. This is a very static energy. The 2 of fire is usually to have vision and to have purpose. But in this card, the figure seated on the back of the horse, she's got one leg up, she's not moving anywhere. The giraffe's holding a lantern, the lantern's not going anywhere. They've reached the end of a pathway. It's almost like the next thing is the cliff edge, and you just don't want to move, so you're just sitting waiting for a solution. Now Spirit is coming in with the Fool card, blowing her little tiny pixie trumpet to call you, to wake you, and just say you have to step over the cliff edge. You have to make a leap of faith if you want to get through and discover your full self-worth. You have to work through your fears. So that's pile number 1. Your blind spot, working through your fears, the bigger picture, your self-worth. Pile number 2 is a painting by, a detail of a painting by Camille Pizarro, and it's called Le Havre, Afternoon Sunny Weather, and it's from 1903. It's got a very, very long French title, but you can look it up as Le Havre, Afternoon Sunny Weather, 1903. So, what's your blind spot? Confidence is the key to your success. So, having confidence in yourself. So, your blind spot is a lack of confidence. And the cards of the ego, we have a 7 and an 8. Oh, 7 of coins, 8 of coins. So it's confidence in the real world. The 7 of coins is a card of harvest and abundance. And there's a kind of... She works hard. She does everything she needs to do. But the energy that I'm getting from this is it's not the work you want to do. You don't have the confidence to move on to the project of studying to learn something new. You need more confidence in yourself to do this. So there's something you're wanting to educate yourself on, and it is almost like being stuck in a kind of social restraint of your own self-creation. You lack the confidence to step forwards and challenge the world by studying the subject that's dearest to your heart. But it's not society that is stopping you, it's you not showing confidence. So what's the bigger picture? You are meant to be a celestial teacher. So you have to find your confidence so that you can move forwards with this wonderful energy. This, go and study, go and do the thing. So you've got 787, you've got a mirroring. So if you look at the cards of 787, 7 is all the hard work you've put in, but you're socially restraining yourself by not moving, even though you have all this abundance and opportunity around you to go and do this thing you most want to study. It's just your confidence that's lacking. So 7, 8, transformative abundance energy will bring you into this frequency of being a celestial teacher, some deep esoteric sharing of knowledge. And then what do you have as the bigger pictures cards? You have the Hierophant and the Ace of Earth. And the Hierophant in this deck is more like the Hierophantrix. If you can believe in your own divine purpose with confidence, you can earth yourself into this wonderful, prosperous, brand new start in the world as a balanced, powerful energy. The Hierophantrix is completely to be in your power, divinely balanced, able to, I mean, she is sitting there like some kind of teacher at a desk, but all around her are deep, hidden, esoteric information and knowledge. So definitely the calling of a teacher. If you picked pile 2, you just need to work on your confidence. Pile number 3 is by Armand Jean-Baptiste Guillamine, and it's the Seine at Samois from 1898. So, what is your blind spot? Balancing spirituality and practicality. So, you're either doing too much spiritual work or you're doing too much practical work, and you're not getting the balance of these two things right. So we're going to look into the ego to understand this. Okay, so you have the 2 of Pentacles. Now, this is being weighed down by your own ego. So this would be, I'm getting the sense that when you do spirituality, your own ego is stopping you from reaching the heights that you want to, because this card is a tightrope walker, but you can feel the weight, the energy pulling down. The initials of the artist are on the cuffs, which always has that sense of being chained to your ego, being trapped, and kind of there's a sense of looking in the reflection of the coin. So instead of changing the balance, it's that sort of look at me, aren't I doing great? But it's not balanced. It's not looking at how your spiritual pathways move forwards. It's like, for instance, you could be great at meditation and you could go into a completely zen moment, but if you don't do any shadow work while you're in a meditation, you don't actually learn anything. You've just learned stillness, but not the practical application of what that stillness serves its purpose for. And then you have the devil, the vortex energy. Again, I'm feeling this huge, heavy weight And at the bottom of the card you see again figures, bound, restrained. You're being still overly influenced by the frequency of the old earth grid, and it's stopping you from reaching the correct spiritual balance. So it's almost like your spiritual beliefs have got to be updated. In fact, I would go as far as to say that your spiritual beliefs are too body based, whether that be doing yoga and having an amazing ability within your body. You're not applying the consciousness part to the practice properly, because the next card is the Three of Cups, which is the divine feminine, but there's a sense of the devil energy keeping these two parts, so you're not bringing that balance in between your spirituality, your divine feminine consciousness, and your masculine molecules. So what what's the bigger picture? Balance. Well, what else can we say about that? Balance. You're seeking balance. We have 3 cards here. Okay, oh, there's another little joke coming. So you have the 8 of Air. So, oh, this is so beautiful. Well, not for you necessarily. So the 8 of Air is your divine feminine consciousness, this celebratory energy. It's like she keeps trying to reach down to balance into your body, but your body's ego is not letting the divine feminine consciousness in properly, and actually your body is behaving like a juvenile. So it can't see why the physical is less important than the spiritual. It can't understand that you've got to have balance. So the bigger picture is to bring that balance in, and in order to do that, you've got justice. You've got the scales of justice bringing the balance in. Ultimately, the bigger picture is that you can bring this balance. You just needed to understand that your masculine molecules were overruling your feminine consciousness. So, what do we have for pile 4? This is a painting by Kees van Dongen, which is the most fantastic name, and it's the chandelier at the Moulin de la Galette, and that's from 1905-1906. So, what is your blind spot? You and your loved ones are safe. Oh, that's interesting. So, you and your loved ones are safe is your blind spot. You fear for everyone around you, which is stopping you from moving forward. It's that energy of passing through portals and time dimensions, where you have to separate yourself from everyone, including your loved ones, and then allow the gateway to pass over and through you, and then you will find yourself in a new dimension, and they're all there, and they're all safe, and they're all happy. But because you literally cannot cut the cords at all to have your own spiritual pathway, it's almost like you're trying to drag everyone else through your portal. You can't do that. You won't get through, they won't get through. So your blind spot is trusting that you and your loved ones are safe. So what's that to do with the ego? It's like a strength thing. You've got the Knight of Coins, very earthy, and you've got the 8, strength. Now in both of these cards you've got very powerful beasts, the bear and the lion. So it's saying that you have the ability, you have the power, but you're overprotective. And by being overprotective, you're hindering your own progress through your energy portals. Okay, so the knight's wearing a heavily armoured golden suit. This is when we call in divine protection for when we're fearful, and we ask angels and archangels and the like to assist us. And when they do this, they put a bubble around you, and then no energy moves through you. So that gets you stuck. You've got to believe in your own inner strength. You've got to believe in the power within you to keep you and your loved ones safe and you and your loved ones protected. So what's the bigger picture? This is where we've got two cards. And it's interesting, they both add up to 999. So the bigger picture is your intuition. It's kind of see, because there's a big I, see the bigger picture. The problem is this bigger picture that I'm going to tell you about so enormous that it actually frightens you, and that's why you're protecting yourself and keeping you and your loved ones safe without you being able to move forwards, is because your intuition is telling you that there are worlds within worlds. You understand the frequencies that exist in between dimensions, in between time. And it frightens you because you're worried of losing loved ones as you move through time. So you won't, but it's a fear that you have to let go of. And then we have the Eight of Water and the Queen of Earth. So the Eight of Water is to move away from the past, to let go of fears, and to realize that at the bottom of all of your emotions is this wonderful treasure chest. And that's always with you because it's your wisdom, it's your knowledge. That's how you understand this world within worlds energy. It's your sort of secret magic that's within your consciousness and your DNA. And then you have the Queen of Earth. I'm just looking at her because there's a small butterfly on her shoulder, but I'm waiting for her to talk to me about what she wants to say. It's almost like because you're not connecting to your truth because you fear for your loved ones, you're almost choking on life. It's like the energy of protection that you're putting around you is closing down because she's covered in ivy, and ivy's a strangulating energy, and you're being asked to transform. She's saying transform that energy, walk away from all of those fears of the past. That ship has sailed away now, or it should have. So that's her message, to move forwards and connect into your inner strength and trust your intuition to go between worlds. Okay, so that's the 4 readings. So I forgot to do the hand signals this time, so that'll just make it a little bit harder, but luckily there's not 6 for me to do the timestamps. So I hope you enjoyed that. Next week, hopefully, we'll be doing something in the natural world again, because this place is so beautiful, and I've got the sea either side of me, and it's 2 different colours. It's pale spar blue and it's deep kyanite blue over there. So anyway, that's your reading. Looking forward to the next ones. Wassail.